Howdy howdy, this is Critic Grinding back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover round 1 results for the Emma Frost and Luke Cage arenas, then jump into some round 2 predictions. So the first thing we want to take a look at is round 1 results. So we now have a new all-time high, not just round 1, but total arena cutoffs for the 5-star feature Emma Frost arena. That came in at 68 million. So yes, a big number, ton of grinding on that one. Then even her 5-star, or should I say her 4-star feature came in high at 15.3 million. And then lastly, Luke Cage came in at 1.96 million, a little bit higher than I expected, especially for an older champ, even though he's been buffed a bit. But 1.96, and not extremely high. That's still right within the 10% of my cutoff, but a little bit higher than I expected. Speaking of predictions, comparing these actuals to my predictions, you could see here, for the most part, we fell right in place, right within 5 to 10%, even closer than that in the case for the Emma Frost feature arenas, and then just within that 10% range for the Luke Cage arena. So all in all, pretty decent predictions, kind of what we expected. Kind of knew that Emma Frost, with all the hype out there, the ever-growing bigger number for these decent champs that were added to the game, a lot of people thought that her cutoff would go high, including myself. So what does this mean for round 2? Well, let's take a look first at the 5-star feature arena. You can see over time we're seeing this gradual increase. Heimdall went up from 49 to 50 million. Korg went from 57 to 60, and then most recently Omega Red went from 61 to 66. Now, I definitely think there'll be an increase, but I don't think we're going to see such a dramatic increase like we saw from Omega Red. Since we're already at 68 million, I think we might see a couple million to go a little bit higher, maybe even break that 70 million ceiling. Now, when it comes to the 4-star feature arena, not exactly the same thing. With Heimdall, Korg, and Omega Red, you can see that with Heimdall and Heimdall and Korg, first round and second round, the second round was higher. But in the case of Omega Red, his cutoff in the second round was lower. So, and again, we're talking like within a million, kind of give or take a couple 100,000. So it's definitely not as significant a change as we saw with the 5-star feature, but that makes sense. If you look at the percentage changes, they're kind of in the same ballpark, where the absolute numbers are different just because we're dealing with, much bigger cutoffs for the 5-star feature arena. But anyway, there isn't a consistent, everybody's going higher a little bit, so maybe there's a little fatigue on the 4-star feature side, but for 5-star feature, a gradual increase has been going up between round 1 and round 2. Now, when we take a look at the 4-star basic arena results for similar type champs, with Nightcrawler, there was right around the same number, 1.929 to 1.915. Short little decrease, but very small decrease. Loki, now on the other hand, went up from 1.7 to 1.8. MODOK most recently went up from 1.8 to 2.1 million, so there was a pretty decent jump for MODOK, given a lot of people find utility for him from a Alliance War defense perspective. And then lastly, most recently, Gambit, we saw that slight increase between round 1 and round 2. So really, for the most part, there's a slight increase. It's depending really on how big of that increase between round 1 and round 2. And lastly, again, with some outdated information here, but at the same time, there's not a lot of the 3-star feature arena results anymore to look at. But just looking at some past ones, in most every instance, round 2 was lower than round 1. So concerning all these trends, here are my thoughts for round 2 predictions for this arena for the veterans bracket, meaning your account's been open for over 61 days. So I think we're going to get 70 million, maybe even bust that ceiling and go to 71 million. For the second round, Emma Frost. I know it's in the middle of the week, but we saw that most recently with Omega Red. For a good champ, people are going to grind even harder in the second round, and that was the case. So I think Emma's definitely going to be 70, probably closer to 71 million, with a top 10% at 12.3 million. Then for the 5-star feature, 4-star feature, I think it's going to be slightly below. Kind of like a Omega Red, but not as significant drop. I mean, it was a couple 100,000 with Omega Red, when I think with Emma Frost, it's going to be about 100,000, 200,000 drop. Then with Luke Cage, I think we're going to see that little increase to 2.1 million from that 1.96. And then lastly, like I was saying, for the 3-star feature Emma, I think we'll see that drop to right around 1.1 million. And this, again, is where I think the cutoffs will actually land, give or take 5 or 10%, and that's even above or below. And that's the last time that a couple of them were below. So I always like to give kind of an extra grind target that goes a little bit higher, just in case, just like this last round. Sure, I'm within 5 to 10%, but I want to be on the higher end on that of these grind targets. So if you really want to make sure you get Emma, you want to go to 72, probably even 73 million to make sure you've already put that much time to grind that high. heck, maybe even $75 million that you're going at that point. Then with the 4-star feature, 16.5 should lock it in. I mean, I was saying somewhere in the mid 15 millions will probably be where the cutoff is at. So if you really make sure you don't want to miss her, go to that 16.5 million. You don't miss Luke Cage. 2.3 should be fine. I mean, probably even 2.2, but 2.3 for sure. And then lastly, that 3-star. And I go to 1.2, 1.25, and you should get her in the second round. So these are my thoughts for the grind targets and predictions for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the earlier brackets, beginner and intermediate, there's just not a ton of data to do any trend analysis. So these are just some really rough ballpark numbers to kind of target, go against as you're grinding in these arenas. So for the beginner bracket, meaning your account's been open for 1 to 30 days, 3-star feature right around 245,000, 4-star basic Luke Cage right around 1 million, 4-star feature Emma Frost 1.1, maybe 1.2 million. Then the intermediate bracket, meaning your account's been open 31 to 60 days, 3-star feature Emma right around 525,000, 4-star basic Luke Cage around 900,000, and lastly the 4-star feature Emma 1.5 million should do it. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the second round cutoffs for the Emma Frost and Luke Cage arenas. Would love to hear your thoughts. Throw it on down in the comment section. We can definitely discuss them there. If you like this video, really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.